Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those who watch this video. I hope you enjoy it. Today we'll be talking about A Mighty Wind. Yes, so our Spinal Tap trio to come back, not as your heavy rock and roll dudes, but as some folksmen, you know? The Folksmen Trio is their new group name. And they still got pretty good comedic timing, those three, they sure do. And then so you got those guys in there, you got Eugene, Levy, and Catherine O'Hara as Mitch and Mickey. And then you got the new folksmen, no, was it the new... whatever. This is gonna be great, isn't it? Anyways, we got another group here who's more like mainstream, the Main Street Singers. That's it, the Main Street Singers. But this one now that we're updated to the 90s, we're called the New Main Street Singers. They got a whole new group band, group members in the band. Not even, I think they only got like one original guy. Anyways, let's get into this. So if you don't know what this is about, basically A Mighty Wind is like one of the pioneers, not pioneers, but producers back in the day in the 60s who started to really got into like the folks movement going. He dies, so they kind of have like a memorial concert in his name where all the big stars that he signed to come back and they do like a tribute to him, you know, his life tribute and stuff. So try to put this back together. But the movie, to me, really centers around the Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara characters, Mitch and Mickey. Mitch, Eugene Levy's character, he was kind of like your Bob Dylan of this group, you know. He's like the mastermind, the genius, the guy that really got the folk music going in this universe that they created. However, you know, he has kind of like a mental breakdown. Those two broke up, you know. Kind of think of Bob Dylan, Joan Baez type of vibes when you watch this. But, you know, Eugene Levy had a breakdown. And then, you know, kind of went off the charts. And then so the whole movie's kind of centered around, will he come back? Will he not come back and do this tribute concert for this producer guy? So a lot of it, to me, kind of centers around... that storyline. Of course, you do got the Folksmen Trio, and then kind of got like the whole vibe here about true folk music to like your pop folk music type stuff, like with the Main Street Singers. They kind of represent like the fluffy folks music. So you kind of got the butting heads between those two. Like everybody kind of looks down upon them because they kind of went mainstream with their folk music. Unlike Spinal Tap, where you have like a lot of out laughed. What are you calling about? Like, you know, where you laughing out loud stuff, you know, like the comedy is like right there in your face. It is hilarious. A Mighty Wind is more subtle with their jokes, and a little more subtle and a little bit more outrageous. Like, I feel like the stuff that happened in Spinal Tap could really happen in real life. Well, you got some outrageous stuff like one of the sons of this producer guy who died, you know, his mom was very overprotective of him, made him wear a helmet playing chess. Stuff like that's kind of outrageous. But it does kind of hit on like the hippie kind of culture where the Main Street Singers, you know, they have a belief and their religion is due to color. So it's kind of typing into like the hippie culture where they got real, like not real, but weird religious beliefs and ideology. It's kind of touched upon this. Overall, for somebody who likes subtle comedy, I think this would be for you. You know, the jokes are, you just got to pay attention to the verbiage. It's more verbiage, you know, while when you watch the Spinal Tap, I got to kind of make comparison with the Spinal Tap, considering Christopher Guest is the one who wrote this one, and he's part of the Spinal Tap, and you got the Spinal Tap people in this movie. While Spinal Tap, you know, it's more physical, like, you know, they couldn't find a stage, couldn't open up the pod that the bass player was in. You know, you get that kind of like the visual comedy. This one, it's not so much visual comedy, rather than you got to pay attention to what people are saying and how they're saying it. So it's real subtle, but it's still a pretty good watch. It could be a little dull, dry. It's like a lot of dry humor in this one. Especially enjoyed Spinal Tap more, but if you are somebody who likes Spinal Tap, it is a movie that you might want to check out. I think this one came out, and then it was Best Show, which is like the exact same actors pretty much. And, Best Show as it is. And the Best Show is about the dog, about the dog competition. But I don't know. I didn't really like it as much as a Mighty Wind, but Mighty Wind is still pretty strong. Got pretty good music. They did just like Spinal Tap, where you got some good rock and roll songs. You got some pretty good folk songs in here. Some of them are, of course, like a little comedic, just like in Spinal Tap. But overall, Eugene Levy puts in a good, solid performance. This is like Eugene Levy has always been a good actor, but to me, like this is like the same time period he did American Pie and Man of the House, where he's like the side character to Steve Martin. But this is like Eugene Levy, like really at his prime, where he's in like a lot of movies and he's on top of his game. He's really good in this one too. And I think he's probably like the one that really sticks out, will really hit you the most, like the one who really shines in this movie. That's why I say I think this movie is more about his character and Catherine O'Hara and that duel. But overall, I would say give this one a try. It's not terrible. It's not awesome. It's just your average meal of a movie. And you've got time, maybe check it out. If you don't watch it a long time, it's aged very well. Just as funny as when I watched it 20 years ago as it is today. Maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. But, I was able to watch it again for another hour and a half. Anyways, it's on it. No, it's not on Amazon Prime right now. I'm sorry. I just watched the trailer on Amazon Prime. Anyways, I will say this, though. I think Fandango stole the movie from me because my wife and we bought it for $5. It's definitely a $5 purchase, and now it's not on our Fandango. Hello, Fandango. Are you still in my movies? That's why I don't like digital. That's why I like the hard physical copies. I don't like digital because they can take it away from me and you don't even know it. Anyways, have a great day. And that's my blues, I guess. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.